concept in program design that kind of gets overlooked is rest. Rest is as important as the work that you're putting in, both inside of the gym and outside of the gym. But let's go ahead and first address rest periods in between sets. Let's just take the science hat off for a minute and put the common sense hat on. Okay, because this is what's gonna really simplify things for you. I think too many people get caught up in the mind taffy of the ins and outs of programming and working out, that they just forget to use common sense sometimes, and sometimes that's a lot better than half the sciencey crap that's out there. So, and this is coming from someone who's like a science-aholic. Okay. So let's put ourselves in the gym right now, okay? So great, you got your weights. Your goal is to hit 8 reps with that heavy weight, again doing bicep curls, okay? And you know that you're gonna do a tempo that's a 202 tempo. You're gonna focus on really squeezing up that muscle in 2 counts, bringing it down in 2 counts, no holds anywhere, putting that muscle under tension over time. And by the time you get up to that last and final rep, it's hard and it hurts and it burns and you're tired. So inherently, you gotta drop the weight and allow the body to recover. Now, this is where a lot of people often go awry, okay? My theory, if you're trying to build muscle, you have to be able to push to your fullest with every set, okay? So allowing yourself ample rest time is really important. So in the case of, let's just talk about hypertrophy for a moment. We're leaving out all other variables, whereas power, if you're working on power, if you're working on endurance, this all goes out the window. But just for the sake of building muscle, I like to keep my rest periods anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes in between sets. A lot of it has to do with the energy systems that the body uses in order to complete work, okay? There are 3 different energy systems that the body uses to do work. When you're lifting heavier weights, you are in a very specific energy system. It usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes for the body to fully replenish and restore that energy system that you're working with. So in order for you to do the best that you can for every single set, give yourself enough time to rest. So in the case of hypertrophy, and this is just very basic, there are other theories that are out there that you can research and look up and but this is just for very basic program design and approach, okay? 2 to 3 minutes between sets should give you enough time to be able to do your best on the next one, to push to failure, and to see the results that you're looking for at the end of the day, which is physical improvement. Now, as for rest periods, as far as training days are concerned, typically speaking, I don't like to work a muscle group back to back when it comes to hypertrophy training. I typically like to give a muscle, any muscle that I'm working on, anywhere between 24 to 48 hours before even hitting it again, sometimes a little bit more. It really just depends on the muscle group, how recovered I feel, how my nutrition is, and a bunch of other things that need to fall into place. There have been times, like in my recent off season, where I'm really working on building up a specific part of my body, and I might have a specialized program, and I do this with some clients as well. So let's say I'm trying to build up my back, okay, and I choose to hit back twice a week. I'll allow about 2 days to maybe even 3 days, it depends, of rest in between hitting those, that same muscle group again, so that way the body has a chance to fully recover, and that when you do hit your workout again, you're able to do so with some strength behind it and with some drive and purpose. So rest days are really important. I mean, the work that you're doing in the gym is actually tearing your body down, okay? You're not building anything in the gym. Everything that you're building is happening in the hours, in the days following your workout. So how you eat and how you fuel yourself in those days, in those hours, is the most important thing, because that's what's going to dictate the actual change that you're going to see. The exercise portion is only one small portion of it. However, you do need that time to rest and allow the body to create the change that you're looking for. As far as the amount of time that you're gonna spend in this particular hypertrophy phase, I like to advise a more advanced client to stay within these phases of training for anywhere between 8 to 16 weeks to see the most gain. You have to stick with the program over time to allow the body to change, and it's not going to happen overnight. So giving your body enough time to adapt to the workout that you're giving it is what's going to cause change and adaptation. So in my opinion, for someone who's a little bit more advanced, spending anywhere between 8 to 16 weeks in a program that is designed specific for hypertrophy should be enough time to see some nice changes and some nice gains. And then after that time period that you choose, whether it's 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks, taking about a week or two off to cycle back into that stabilization phase, that easier training, that lighter load, that deloading phase is important as well, because that's just going to kind of reset you. It's going to give your body a chance to relax. It's going to train some other systems of the body, so that way when you go back to this heavier work and go back to another phase of training where you're trying to put on some size, your body has something to go from. It has rested, it's ready to go and ready to push at a higher level. You can't always be working up here and think that you're gonna get somewhere, because eventually, boom, you're gonna hit the ceiling and that's it. So always remember, cycle back into rest, cycle back, deload. Very, very, very important. And with the deloading phase, you can again spend anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks in that phase and do absolutely fine. For someone who's a little bit more on the beginner end, you know, I always like to be a little bit more conservative, because as you get more advanced, you can pile on the volume, you can pile on the work as much as you'd like. So be a little bit more conservative. For the beginner, better idea for you to spend anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe even 4 to 8 weeks in that beginner stabilization phase and really building that base for training. Cycle into some heavier hypertrophy training for anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks, and once again go back, deload, do the cycle again, but this time maybe add on an extra week of that heavier training, deload, do it again and add an extra week, and then eventually, before you know it, you'll be doing some more advanced work in the gym. But always be smart and listen to your body first and foremost. Now again, these things are just some basic principles for you guys to think about, to try in your own workouts, to explore for yourself, so that way you can finally learn what works for you. We're all so very different, so there's no one thing that's locked in stone. You can only take, learn, digest, process, execute, and see how it works for you. The number one thing that you need to always remember is to listen to your body. Your body should dictate your next actions always. I hope that you found this video helpful. For more tips on how to take your program to the next level, and for training, nutrition, and more, please come by and check out my website, muscleisthenewsexy.com. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.